What it do, what it is. What's going on, collective? This is Divine I Mystic. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs and kisses to you. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for returning. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad to have you. Thank you guys so very much for your likes and definitely your shares and your subscribes. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe on your way out for your girl. Definitely do that. But thank you so much for those of you that have. All right. This is a general reading, so only take what resonates. You guys make sure you are doing your return to senders. Sending you love and light on your spiritual journey. You guys keep moving forward. Keep your thoughts positive. Keep your vibration high. Stay in positive environments. You know what I'm saying? Protect your energy at all costs. Okay? Be mindful of what you put your energy into. Be mindful of the things that get your attention and keep it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's doing things for you that are strengthening your higher self. If it doesn't contribute anything to your higher self, walk away from it. Regardless of what other people think, regardless of how you might look to the outside, walk away. Okay? Make better choices from your higher self. Not that old version of yourself. All right? Don't let anything from your past trigger you, that you have not made and taken responsibility for it, taken accountability for it. All right? So we're going to get right into it, all right? I did do some readings on my other page, Intuitive Tarot, so I will leave a link in my description box below. But definitely check those readings out whenever you get around to it, all right? But let's see what deck I'm going to use. What I need to see. What's the message for my collective? What's going on in the energy? What I need to see. What's the message? What's my collective need to know? What do they need to know? What do they need to see? I think they're precise messages. First card out, Sagittarius. Man or woman. So. What's the message? Child, that's too many. That's too many. Messages from my collective. What they need to know. know what they need to see. I get another good. See? Yeah. What's the message for my collective? Show me what we need to see. What do we need to know? We need to see what does my collective need to know. What's the message for my collective? Alright, next card. Like, let's say 3 came out. Oh my God, made the news. So something made the news for someone. Sagittarius. Next card. Deeply sorry even though you don't believe me. Somebody deeply sorry. Next card. Winter can be significant. Something is going to make the news. Or something has made the news. Any more on this message? Any more on this message? Joyce can be significant. Any more on this message? Anything else? Give me one more on this message. Something could have made the news. Wintertime. Made the news. Let's see what this made the news is about. Cause Somebody deeply sorry, even though you don't believe them. Something is going to make the news, or it has made the news. Clarify, made, oh my God, made the news. Clarify. Got the Temperance in Sagittarius. So somebody finding balance after something made the news. And this don't have to literally make the news, like as far as your news station, but something may have been made public, something may have been exposed, something, was able to go viral, somebody recorded something, somebody posted something. Like something ended up going viral. You know what I'm saying? Like something ended up being exposed or televised, you know what I'm saying? Being able to be viewed, how you have like mixtapes and things like that might come out, like something like that. Don't have to be, but with this Temperance out here, this is like somebody possibly, cooperating with others right now, trying to find balance. Or this is, somebody wanting to find better solutions to their problems. You know what I'm saying? Somebody did something somebody learning to do something in moderation, like, but this is, balance being restored, harmony. Clarify the Temperance. Made the news. What's the Temperance? What is this that made the news? With the Temperance. What's this that made the news with the Temperance? Three of Cups. With the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Gemini energy. Like something could have happened like while out partying, socializing, like some social event, something, may have, this could have been like something with a friendship or something happened with a friend. Or this is somebody, that you used to go out with, party with, you know what I'm saying, celebrate with. Also be a pregnancy. Like somebody celebrating, like a birth or something like that. Got the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. The Death. King of Swords. Like somebody, I want to say like I don't know, somebody did something and not knowing somebody of authority was present, or authorities could have got involved. Something, is about, some type of celebration, like something may have happened like at a party, like a social gathering, or this could have been, something that made the news that, involved somebody you may have, like I said, may have celebrated, went out with, you know what I'm saying, celebrated things in their family, baby showers don't have to be there. It could be, just somebody you went out partying with, or, had a close friendship with, did a lot of things together. Something happened, during a celebration. This could be involving someone's like a loved one, a lover. Like someone's choices, you know what I'm saying? Like this could be about your twin flame, could be, regarding your soulmate or a partnership, you know what I'm saying? Or some type of, like some harmony or something being restored to like a partnership, a love interest or something like that, a loved one. Like a death may have happened like at a party, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody's loved one or something like that could have passed or something like that with the death, with his lovers with the death. Don't have to be, but what's the temperance with the Three of Cups? Made the news. What's the temperance with the Three of Cups? What is this that made the news with the temperance and the Three of Cups? What is this that made the news? Clarify. With the temperance and the Three of Cups. What made the news? Like somebody could have been defending themselves. Especially if somebody was reckless, like, you know what I'm saying? Or someone like being cocky, like, kind of abusing their power. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to somebody being passive. Got the Knight of Wands. Cancer, you could be dealing with a Leo, or like a water sign could be dealing with a fire sign. It's like somebody don't have, somebody lacks like that. Because even with the Knight of Wands, in the upright, is somebody, with a lot of passion, when it comes to being brave, energetic even, but, when it's in reverse, it's like somebody cocky, you know what I'm saying? Like to show off, you know what I'm saying? Confirmation train coming, like, yeah, somebody like to show off. They could do this like at parties, but it's like somebody being defensive. And this Knight of Wands don't have to be a masculine to be a feminine. It's giving me jerk. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that lacks passion, compassion. I feel like whatever somebody, done did, whatever somebody was like or is like, it's like somebody refusing to change, like somebody's very superficial, and if they feel like, they don't, I got with it, like who don't want me? Like this is somebody that's reckless, like thinking with the wrong head. And they don't have, any compassion, for other people or any passion, like, somebody's heart chakra was closed at the time. Like, they could have been reckless, like, when it came to quote unquote like they friendships, you know what I'm saying? They could have been in a lot of, friends with benefits situations. They could have been in some situationships. They could have, just like options, you know what I'm saying? But it's like somebody standing their ground being defensive, having their guard up after somebody, may have had made, what I'm saying, realize now, something is not working, or they look at something as an underachieving with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Cancer energy, like somebody feels like they are failure. You know what I'm saying? Like they feel like they shattered, their own dreams or yours. And having to face, whatever this is, to go on this journey, with you with the Chariot and the Queen of Wands. Like somebody has to, look within, self reflect, self, you know what I'm saying, to like re evaluate, connect, you know what I'm saying, temperance, like balance, find harmony, you know what I'm saying, find better solutions, to their problems or whatever it is that they need to express instead of using their wand to do it, or instead of, because I feel like somebody recklessly, went in that direction of like trying to um, like using, you know what I'm saying, like what they got, you know what I'm saying, even if it's a man, I'm using what I got to get what I want, you know what I'm saying, like I use, the fact that I got, what somebody want, they like what they see, you know what I'm saying, so it's like somebody is open, you know what I'm saying, I would say they for the streets, but this is somebody, that don't think with emotion, or they didn't at one time. What's the Knight of Wands in reverse? Because I feel like they did something. Somebody did something that got exposed. What's the Knight of Wands in reverse? What's the Knight of Wands in reverse? Three of Swords. Three of Cups. What's the Three of Cups with the Knight of Wands in reverse? Let's go there. Like, what's the Three of Wands? Three of Wands. Something is the Three of... Why I keep saying Three of Wands? What's the Three of Cups? Like, somebody could have learned their lesson now. Because I keep wanting to say the Three of Wands when it's really the Three of Cups. I'm looking right at it. What's the Three of Cups with the Knight of Wands in reverse? Clarify the Three of Cups with the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Star, Aquarius energy. Okay. So what I'm getting is whatever it is that you're doing right now, you could be in a community of people that are doing things with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Especially if you got this person blocked, no communication, no contact, or something like that. You're not having, you don't have any access to this person. They don't have any access to you. Like there's no communication on a sword. But whatever it is you're doing is getting recognition. You know what I'm saying? You're very attractive, very protected, very guided. You could have went through a rebirth, or this is what they're doing. But I feel like whatever they see you celebrating right now is like them at looking at something now, where they, especially if they see you being able to celebrate something at a time where they, had their heart chakra closed off. You know what I'm saying? And somebody may have, taken a star for granted. Like, somebody seeing you as somebody very attractive, very confident, very inspiring, creative. So whatever it is you're doing in this community of people, with the Hierophant, it's like getting you some type of recognition. Like, if you posting things that's showing you, like celebrating, because it's for some of you it could be a flex. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody could be like posting things about somebody that dealing with your past person that may have, been something that was supposed to get back to you or something like that. Because I feel like it's something about, you being, or somebody, getting advice, or they possibly, dealing with some outside influences or whatever, or you could be an influencer. But it's like, and this could even, be talking about followers or something like that. But it's, your attraction, you know what I'm saying? Your guidance with the star, like your beauty, your creativity, is something that, you possibly could be celebrating right now. But I feel like, with and this could be, people that had friendships where you could be celebrating now, new friendships, new partnerships, things like that, especially when it came to somebody that, may not have value, you at the time, when they had you. It's like somebody seeing you get, some type of recognition, or seeing you talk about or celebrate things now that is getting you recognition. That's all I keep getting from this star. Like somebody sees you, they follow you. Or somebody that, wants you, or was doing something, or they involved with somebody that was doing something, to like flex, you know what I'm saying, to be shown, like trying to, show like something, like I'm with somebody that got a little more, they, got this, they doing that, like, trying to be seen out partying with somebody, like somebody want to be shown, you know what I'm saying, want to flex. Like I got somebody attractive, you know what I'm saying? They may have found you attractive, but it's like somebody still, may have moved on or tried to, or, just got involved with somebody else that, is equally attractive. And, they out, they partying, they having a good time, things like that. But it's supposed to be something, that they need to get, you know what I'm saying, that they want to get back to you. And this person could, be expecting or something like that. Don't have to be. And I'm also getting, this could be something regarding somebody, whoever this is that made the news, or whatever they did that made the news, that they having to find balance from now, like find better solutions. You know what I'm saying? Something, ended up being exposed, but this could have been somebody you hung out with, went to social events with, family gatherings, things like that, and they could have, just looked at you as like, a friend or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were just you know what I'm saying? You just one of their options. You know what I'm saying? But this is somebody that, may have been cocky, like I said, superficial. So, like I said, think it went the wrong head. Especially if this person, invited you out, took you, places, wanted to be seen, things like that, but really probably didn't want nothing sincerely with you at the time, or had, was emotionally unavailable, had their heart closed off, but they, may have looked at things like how they wanted to just bring you around, or wanted to invite you to these, situations, these events or whatever, because of your look. You know what I'm saying? Very attractive. Very beautiful. All right. The star. So that's why I said whatever it is with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck and the Nine of Swords, like somebody, especially with the Nine of Pentacles, 999 can be significant. Like somebody, could be blocked, no communication, no contact with this person. And they could be in their head about, how they being seen right now, like how things, have went because they allow, outside influences to, kind of dictate how something ended up, how something turned out with the Hierophant. But I feel like also with the Hierophant, like you part of some type of, spiritual group or something like that, or religious group or something. And whoever this is, they could also feel like, you went through a rebirth. So there could be something like they seeing now, that you part of, a community of people that may do, what I'm saying, whatever it is you're doing, what I'm saying, you shining bright in whatever it is, you looking good while you doing it, whatever it is. But it's like somebody, do something other people do with this Hierophant. Give me some more on this, whatever this is that made the news, clarify. Give me some more on whatever this is that made the news, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. You got the Two of Wands now and the Four of Swords. With the Four of Cups. 444 could be significant. Could be seeing the angel number. That angel number can be significant. But definitely look it up, collective. But, somebody's being decisive now. They're making a decision, especially if they, were indecisive in the past, they weren't looking, to go in any direction. Maybe they still, like I said, had some lessons to learn, had some experiences, to cycles to end out. But somebody may have, releasing that fear of the unknown with this Two of Wands in the upright. You got the Two of Wands that came out and the Four of Swords. All right, so somebody's throat chakra could be activated now, but I feel like, at the same time, somebody now, sees somebody's very guided, or, when it comes to someone like got a clear, understanding, a lot of wisdom. Like your wisdom, your knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like that star quality about you is, something that, is being seen, it's being televised. Like somebody seeing you, putting yourself out there, you know what I'm saying? And they may not have, may have been indecisive, when it came to what could have been, or what, could have, turned into something, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing how it would pan out. But somebody, wants to, go explore. Now they could, want to travel, especially when it comes to them discovering, things about themselves, you know what I'm saying? Going on this discovery to get the truth. Like somebody making a decision, not two of wands. But with the Four of Swords, they could, want to reconcile. They could, be possibly want to talk things out, come to some type of truth, you know what I'm saying? Get some type of peace. Or just contemplating, what it is that they, want to say. Because I feel like, with the Four of Swords, like somebody, want to bring some type of peace to a situation. You know what I'm saying? Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the Sun. Yeah. So somebody, they may feel depressed. They may feel like, they did too damn much, having to reevaluate how they see themselves. Especially when it comes to meditation, like they could be, just taking some time to themselves, especially if they settle, in a cycle, thinking that, they would just leave something the way it is, you know, um, especially if they feel like, at this point, you're not going to believe that they sorry, so like you could be protecting your peace right now, or somebody want to bring some type of peace. Now it's like somebody saying, I come in peace. Like they want to talk, I don't want to fight, I don't want to argue, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to contemplate, what it is that they, possibly need to say or do. Because I feel like somebody feel like there's a disconnect between you and them. Like they don't feel you in their energy anymore. Like they feel like the longer you and them don't talk, the more of a chance, you don't forgive them, or you don't believe, that they truly sorry, what I'm saying, for how something turned out or how they were towards you, especially if they made you feel as though all they wanted was sex. All right. But at the same time, there's, that moment of them seeing you happy, and Five of Cups, they may not have wanted to move on, or go any further, especially like I said, if they got complacent and decided they just stay where they are, didn't want to put no more into it. Especially if they felt like, no matter what I say or do, it's going to be like this or be like that. But, with the Fool, like somebody's, taking a leap of faith. Or they see, that you did. You know what I'm saying? After this Five of Cups, after ending, you may have went on this journey by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they may not have, they thing is they probably feel as though they missed this opportunity to go on this journey with you. Mm-hmm. They could have been, listening to a lot of gossiping ass people, talking shit, making up stuff, spreading rumors, or just making up stuff to keep this person, from seeing you as somebody that was a star. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody talking shit and mind all over the place because they don't know what's going on. Like somebody may have did something recklessly, you know what I'm saying, because somebody blocked one talking to them. It's over. It's a wrap. And it's like somebody, was very immature, and they went and did things, that now, is, what I'm saying, they played a lot of games. Like somebody may have, did some insulting ass shit, you know what I'm saying, like did the most, or especially if they got involved or listened to somebody with this Three of Cups that they partied with, hung out with, you know what I'm saying, however they spent their time when they went around you, however that person, passively was, like this is somebody's, past, continuously entertaining, that passive, side of them, like being, feeling like, they need to keep entertaining, that old version of themselves, you know what I'm saying, like doing that shit they were doing when they were 30, still doing that shit, you know what I'm saying, still behaving, still making decisions, in that same mindset. Like, it's time to, put a death to that shit. Gotta put a, go on and bury that shit, you know what I'm saying? And pick up, another path. Because at some point, that shit get old and play it out, and you end up missing opportunities and, left and right, because you refuse to make changes. You refuse, to get out of that south node, that low vibrational energy atmosphere group of people, you know what I'm saying, that want you to stick, to what they know, so they don't, what I'm saying, misery loves company. And folks, somebody tell you, I ain't perfect, I ain't this, I ain't that, but shit, you could do better than you did yesterday, starting with, somewhere. Because some folks will say, I don't know where to start. Shit, start today, start doing something. You know what I'm saying? Because all of it is decisions, but you got to, make it for yourself instead of worrying about how other people going to see it. Because other folks always, trying to, think ahead and like, man, I do this, man, I can see people's face now. Folks seeing somebody's face, just imagine them without one and make that decision. Because either way, if it was them, they'll do it. And if they, like Mike Epps was saying, like, if you making decisions that people are, really supporting you in when you at your lowest, and they supporting you when they see you, what I'm saying, struggling and shit like that, or you ain't doing as good as them, and shit, they up here telling you how deeply they care about you, man. I ain't gonna leave you high and dry, man, such and such. But the minute you take one shower more than them, you end up, going in the house earlier than you usually do. You end up, not wanting to come out, or, answering their call, on the first ring now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't text them right back like you used to. Oh, man, you act like, what you got going on, man? Thought you ain't fool with me. You know what I'm saying? They afraid of you moving on. They're afraid of you making some type of advancement in your life. You know what I'm saying? So now they starting to feel like, they got to keep close tabs on you. Now I got to call you every day because it seems like, you're doing something different now. And they ready to criticize that. They ready to see what that is you doing, so they can, that make you, recheck your ass on it. Like, man, I know you ain't doing that. So you ain't drinking now? You ain't, whatever, child. You know what I'm saying? So take it how it resonate. But you got the 4 cups out here, like somebody, could be reevaluating, how they express their emotions. Maybe they didn't give you some type of clear communication as to how they felt, or where you stood with them. Somebody may have had some unhealthy, unclear communication, and when they wanted to tell you how happy you made them, or the happiness they, had with you, or whatever, like, prior to a 5 of Cups. I feel like, when an ending happened, somebody had not, expressed to you, like, if they left you feeling like you didn't know how this person felt, or something, like something, and somebody also could have, be laying somebody to rest with this 4 of Swords. Don't have to be. But I'm saying, something is making new, making the news. Something made the news. And this could literally be about a star. You know what I'm saying? And a star, don't have to be somebody, that's a, celebrity that we know. You know what I'm saying? As far as a star, but a star is a star. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you doing that's bringing you a lot of recognition, a lot of people watch you, follow you with the Hierophant, so making that decision, going on whatever journey, you could be going on the trip, or, you could be, resting, relaxing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, it's something that you're doing that, somebody's seeing, you enjoy, they seeing you happy, you know what I'm saying, celebrating, especially, if it's, somebody that you used to be involved with that maybe, like I said, was emotionally unavailable, you know what I'm saying? They were, wanting to party, be with this person, that person, you know what I'm saying? They could have been somebody, that invited you to some social events, whoever this is that this reading resonates with. Like, that may be your confirmation as to who this person, is. to you. So this may be for somebody in particular. But I feel like, it's that moment of truth where somebody now, if they want the truth, two of wands is here. So it's like somebody going on that discovery of, at one time somebody was afraid of the unknown, like they were afraid to take another path, go another route. So now, is, the truth of a situation, like finding out what it is that they need to see, regardless of if it is their fault, you know what I'm saying, or however they need to see something. But they want to bring some type of peace to a situation, or, they want to, communicate, because I feel like now somebody, is trying to figure out, like, how to break the ice, like, what can they say, to get they, what I'm saying, to express how they feel with the Four of Cups. Because somebody sees you as somebody happy. They see themselves happy with you. Somebody was happy, but, something ended, because you took this leap of faith. You went on a spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? You may be new to your spiritual journey right now, but it's like somebody knew you were wise. Somebody saw you as somebody very wise, very attractive, very beautiful, handsome, but, there was a miscommunication somewhere. Like somebody may not have trusted, you know what I'm saying, what was being told to them or something like that, or somebody made them confused as to what, to believe or how to see something. Clarify, deeply sorry even though you don't believe me. What are they sorry about? Clarify, deeply sorry even though you don't believe me. What are they deeply sorry about? What did they do? Like somebody could be sorry they didn't go on this journey with you. They didn't take this leap of faith. Like fear of the unknown. Like somebody sorry, that they, may have, caused you or had you, take this leap of faith by yourself. Deeply sorry even though you don't believe me. Give me some more on this. They deeply sorry over. Deeply sorry. With the Tower. Like somebody was refusing change. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody had, they, had some negative, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody had some addictions. And they know they did. Like somebody knows that, they had some things that they needed, to rid themselves of, especially when it comes to them feeling like some type of dependency, on something. And it could be like materialistic lifestyle, status, image. They may have had, like some toxic beliefs, may have been in a lot of unhealthy, you know, cycles, with people. You know what I'm saying? Friends, family. So this person may have, denied, ignored a lot of, warnings or resisting change. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody wanting to keep being that person they used to be, feeling like they need to, if it's working for me this year, I'm going to keep doing this shit. I'm going to keep being this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing this way. And it's like, they may have been trying to avoid, going on a spiritual journey, accepting, a spiritual enlightenment. They could be more religious than spiritual. This person could go to church, but as far as them, having a deeper understanding, of having a calling and going toward whatever that is. And preparing they self to go on that path, you know what I'm saying, for whatever that calling is. And they may have been resisting change. This could be a divine partnership because the Lovers was at the bottom of the deck earlier. The Lovers. So, this, like I said, this could be a twin flame, could be a soulmate for some of you, a higher level soulmate. Um, this could be, like I said, a twin flame or a kindred spirit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's, close in that proximity of being, a twin flame. You know what I'm saying? Or a soulmate. Could have a soul tie with this person. So it may just be an undeniable, connection, attraction between you and this person, but it's also, them having to accept their assignment, you know what I'm saying, and make the preparations to take this path, to take this leap of faith, because it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be, something they expecting, because it's something that they made a decision on in the ethers. So they may have forgotten what their purpose in their life is, and what they calling is really about, what they're supposed to be doing. But, they, not trusting, the process don't help it either. Resisting change, when it comes to thinking from your higher self, a more mature version of yourself, then yeah, you can't be a leader if you don't know how to stand in your power. You know what I'm saying? How to have self-discipline, self-awareness, you know what I'm saying, self-control, and being able to say no and mean it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something that, is from your past, even if it's things that people know you to, used to be gravitating to, or be addicted to, or be, you did very excessively. You know what I'm saying? With the devil, like whatever it was that somebody was constantly doing, or, invested in it all the time. They could have had gambling addictions. They could have had, a lot of things that they, just dedicated and, stayed giving to, you know what I'm saying? And feeling like, these addictions, this dependency I have on this kind of lifestyle, being with these kind of people, having these kind of ways, thinking this way, it's something this person feel like, if it's working for me, I've been able to get this, man, I be with doing this, man, I'm not going to be able to go here, I'm not going to be able to do that, and people, kind of want to get halfway in with God, and, I don't want to completely surrender to you, but I give you a little bit. I'm going to have to hold on to some of my, pleasures now, because I don't want to just give them all up. So sometimes, people do God the same way. They don't want to be all in with him. But they want him to be all in for them when it come to them wanting to manifest, and, wanting yesterday and tomorrow to be better than, the whole their whole past. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be willing to sacrifice that old version of yourself to get there. And everything it came with. So when you're ready to do that, like the Most High is saying, like, holler at me. But if you feel like it's something you want to tread backwards and backpedal into, you ain't ready for me. Because what your calling is, and what I got for you, and what you told me you would be able to do, you told me you would have, that strength. You told me that you would be able to do this. You told me this is the lessons you wanted to learn before you came here. What's the problem? Your ancestors looking at you, or looking at them, saying the same thing. Like, listen now, if you're not going to be able to, keep your end of the bargain up, we need to get you out of here. Because your bloodline, is not, making us very proud right now. Like, if you feeling like you got some things in your life you can't overcome, and it's eating you alive, like, you need to go on. You need to go figure that out. You know what I'm saying? You need to go sacrifice yourself for whatever that is, because, ain't no need taking the whole ship down because you can't let something go, or you can't throw something overboard because it's weighing everybody, you know what I'm saying? Our life, dependency is dependent on you, expecting you to throw something overboard to lighten this load, and you don't want to get rid of nothing. You got an excuse for holding on to everything. Throw that out, get rid of that, man, I can't do that. Get rid of that. Girl, if I get rid of that, how am I going to do this, blah, blah. Throw it overboard and find out later, how that's going, what you can do instead of that. Because it may be something greater than what you holding on to right now. Because, yeah, with this tower out here, like somebody didn't realize, how much greater something can be, because they were resisting change so damn much. Somebody may have felt like, what it was that you wanted from them required too much of them having to change. Like, you wanted to, like, man, this person want me to do this. They trying to force me to be like this. No. But I feel like if you got a divine union with this person, you were trying to awaken them. You may have been trying to make them aware. You know what I'm saying? And, at the same time, your person could pull on your energy and damn near put you in harm's way because they want to keep holding on to your energy and don't want to change. They can't play in your energy and play games and still, expose your energy to outside people, sharing that with other people, by them slaying and playing, you know what I'm saying, with all these other energies, and then coming back want to be around you and be up under you and be inside, you know what I'm saying? Can't do that shit, bro. People giving a story about that all the time, like you bumping elbows, fist bumping, and all it takes is you to do that, and you know what I'm saying, you done invited somebody's negativity, and you know what I'm saying, whatever portals they got open, you done invited yourself right into that. So you have to be mindful who you commune with, especially when it comes to people that don't want to make decisions on their higher self, like they indecisive, like feeling like they confused, or they feel like you're trying to force them into being a certain way. If it's a person trying to lead you in the right direction, you better get your ass on board. Because there's too many people out here wearing masks, and they ain't from Party City. And they ready to get your ass all up in your head to where you feel like, oh shit, I'm just a night owl. You might be. But it may be, you know what I'm saying, somebody actually, your ancestors keeping you protected by being woke. Because what them old folks say, them wee hours of the morning be some witching hours. So, with your ass over there, you know what I'm saying? Be praying at that time of morning. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be up, be doing something productive, you know what I'm saying, in your energy. Because somebody trying to, you know what I'm saying, not everybody, but I'm saying, when you know. And if you're going to be up them time of mornings and stuff like that, wee hours, meditate, pray, clear your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's what you do with that quiet time that protects you, or it can open you up to something that you ain't ready for or don't see coming. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying when it comes to, listening to things that's demonic, you know what I'm saying? Hard stuff, you know what I'm saying? Cut that volume off and let the caption play. If you just got to see something. You know what I'm saying? Because you opening portals, with people doing rituals and stuff in these movies, and they real. Don't wait 10 years or 10 hours from now for somebody to tell you a breakdown of that movie or that series, and all that time oh my God, no. Mute that damn TV and put that caption on, and if you just got to see something, you can hear what they talk, you can see what they talking about. You don't got to hear it. But the mind, remembers what it remembers too. You know what I'm saying? So don't let somebody force something in your energy that shouldn't be there, and know how to keep your energy cleansed. But back to this. Somebody deeply sorry even though you don't believe them. Like they may have been refusing to change. They know they got some addiction, some, ways about them that they know don't work. It don't, mix with you. You too strong, you too. And this is what kept you and another person out of balance. What's the fool with the tower? Clarify the fool with the tower. What's the fool with the tower? Because somebody was resisting change when it came to them going on a, journey. Starting anew. You know what I'm saying? What's the fool with the tower? Somebody, they sorry that they didn't, put in some type of work, or, listen to what you said, or, accept your offer or something like that. What's the fool with the tower? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Virgo energy. And you got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. Person, lack commitment, you know what I'm saying? They misdirected activity. They did, things and took, had actions, had ideologies, they had beliefs, that, may not have been fair to you, that they, went that route with you. Like this is somebody, with that lack of motivation, you know what I'm saying? Eight of Pentacles, like I said in one of my other readings. It's like somebody approaching, that happy, that happiness. Like somebody go to work, they don't, they not fighting and resisting going. They mastering what they doing. They, could be in line for a promotion. Eight of Pentacles in the upright, but in reverse, this is somebody that feels that lack of quality. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't feel like they have it. Like they didn't feel like, um, they feel like, yeah, somebody could have chose somebody over you, and this person may have had a bad reputation, or they may have had a bad reputation. And this person may have felt like, they didn't deserve you, or they, felt like they, didn't have what it took, to match your energy. They may have felt like, kind of did, you get way more attention than them. You know what I'm saying? And somebody may have felt like, they were in competition with you, or they may have felt like, they intimidated by your energy, your strength, your shine. You know what I'm saying? Somebody lacked the effort. You know what I'm saying? With this Three of Pentacles in reverse, like somebody damn sure feel like, they may have had issues with commitment. Like I said, like somebody may have felt like, they get what they want. You know what I'm saying? They able to, kind of, somebody get what they want, or they have some type of way about them that allows them to be a certain way with certain people, and they don't have to have no rebuttal. Like they don't get that backlash from that. Like these are people, or them being the way they are, don't keep them from ever getting anybody, but they may have lost the one person that really cared about them, that really, truly, was. And this don't have to be a lover, it could be a family member. You know what I'm saying? But the winter time can be significant. Um, why do they feel like the collective won't believe them, or don't believe them? Why do they feel like the collective don't believe them if they're sorry? Why do they feel like the collective don't believe them being to be sorry? Why do they feel this way? Why do they feel like the collective won't believe they sorry? Why do they feel like the collective won't believe they're sorry? Why won't they believe? Yeah. Got the Page of Wands in reverse with the Judgment in reverse. So somebody feel as though, whatever it was that they were doing, because they were easily tricked or distracted, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody was, easily, they didn't have any self-control, self-discipline. And now this person, is, very, feeling a lot of guilt now. For walking away and not, for doing too much. Eight of Cups and, at the bottom of the deck. Like somebody feel as though, wow, they did too much. And they feel like, no matter what they say, they are deeply sorry, that they, hastily, did this, you know what I'm saying? Took some type of, however they, was out here being unreliable, for you, towards you, like somebody that you couldn't depend on, you barely called on this person for anything, especially like I said, if they felt like, especially if they feel like, or they know you feel like they just was somebody that was out for sex. You know what I'm saying? Something was just sexual. And they wasted your time, you know what I'm saying? Didn't realize how wise, how, just took, what you felt or who you were for granted. You know what I'm saying? But they feel, a lot of guilt now with this Judgment in reverse. Like somebody, is very critical of themselves now. Like, they saying, the things that they saying now because they deeply sorry, even though you don't believe them, and they know they gave you, the reasons to feel that way, and they feel like, they could feel like don't believe them because you feel like they trying to avoid judgment, with the judgment in reverse. Like somebody regret, they feel like they did too much and left you out in the cold. Five of Pentacles, when they knew you, was somebody that was wifey, husband material with the, um, with the world, and it could have been, a distance thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been the fact that you and this person may have lived at a distance, and they may have felt like, there was, an unstable, some disharmony between you and them, or there was a separation. You know what I'm saying? This separation may have been they reason or they excuse as to why they didn't accept your offer, because they may have lived at a distance or something like this. Somebody, they deeply regret, you know what I'm saying? They sorry that they did not accept your offer, that they let you down. They may have felt like, the things that they were working toward was more important. And now they feel like a failure, because you wasn't with them for what they had. This person had a lot of unrealistic goals, you know what I'm saying, and how they thought, they were going to achieve the success, Seven of Cups, and not knowing they were dealing with a damn divine feminine, an empress. I always say, man, do your part. Nobody can do your part for you. You have to do your own part. And if you can't, then shit, when you can't do your part and the part need to come off, shit, it's got to be replaced. You know what I'm saying? The part ain't no good. It ain't working. It don't want to do what it's supposed to do. So, shit, you can't keep bad parts on your car. If you know you need your car, you're going to have to get that shit off of there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to get something new and a better, piece to put on there if you want to be able to use it. If you wanted to give you some type of help in some way, you know what I'm saying? You want it to be something reliable for you to, be able to get in and crank up and, you know what I'm saying, get where you need to be. And it's like that with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be able to put good parts on what it is, do your part. Do your part. You know what I'm saying? And you can walk away from anything, even a job, when you know you did your best. You don't have to be the best that ever did it. You did the best that you could do. You put your best, into whatever you were doing there. You didn't, cut no shorts. You took pride in what you did. People work jobs that they really don't even fucking like. So don't be, you can't be surprised by how the quality of their food or their service is if nobody in that motherfucker really wanted to be there that day anyway. It shows in their service. It shows in their presentation. It shows in their attire. It shows in their demeanor. It shows. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go there because the food good. Shit, look at how they wearing their clothes. Look at how they speak to the guests. Look how they talk to each other. Like, check it all out. Like, don't just rate somebody on how good something is. Like, you got to look at it as a whole. Because some people get distracted by one little area or one little topic. You know what I'm saying? Or one little subject, you know what I'm saying, or why, a purpose that, or why you went somewhere, did something, or went that route. But at the end of the day, if none of that stuff involving you taking that path or making that decision qualifies, to say that the stuff that went on or what you got from that direction, or taking that path actually benefited your lifestyle, shit, or your character, shit, leave that shit alone. It could be 1,000 people doing that shit. 10,000 people doing 250,000 people doing it. They don't need one more if they already doing it. I used to be like that when people used to be like, come on, let's go to, no. Dang, why you don't want it? Listen, if all of y'all want to do it, what you need me for? Like, y'all pressed about, y'all act like y'all trying to set me up or something, like you ain't doing nothing unless you want me to do it. Like, you want to try and see how it turn out, or y'all need me to stand guard, or what am I, the watchdog? Y'all want to, what am I, the test subject? No, go ahead. Y'all got it. All of y'all want to go do it. You don't need one more. All y'all each other motivation already. I'll see how it turn out when y'all get back. I mean, hopefully y'all make it back. I pray y'all make it back. I'm good. And whatever it is I want to do, I don't need a shitload of people to do it either. You know what I'm saying? I like what I do when it comes to tarot. It don't matter how many other people do it. It don't matter. The gift is the gift. The message is the message. You know what I'm saying? So each one teaches one. But every reader is, somebody to learn from, good or bad. But you have to take, what you need, leave the rest behind. Because everybody got their own path. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to people, listening to tarot, doing tarot, you have to, have good intentions. Whether you're doing a reading or not, whether you're doing a personal reading or not, you have to have good intentions behind what you're saying. So some people would, speak things into existence, the minute you click on their shit and don't even know you and don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They just looking at them views. They going back checking that. They're going back checking them. That's what they looking at. But when I end my videos, I don't give a damn how many people like it, view it, share it, listen. When I say those that genuinely love me, know that I love you too. I mean that shit. Okay? And anybody that know me know that. And if they don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, make something fit and I ain't gonna force it. But I love me. I know I'm the realest motherfucker I know. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about me. So those all the authenticity that I get on my channels, trust me when I tell you, I appreciate every one of y'all. All right? Every one of y'all. So I'm going to end it here. You guys, make sure you do something nice for someone today, even if you don't know them. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button on your way out. But this person, they could be sincere about how they feel, when it comes to them being sorry. But I feel like at this point, this person going to have to be, they either going to be a leader or they're going to be a follower. But whatever they done got themselves caught up in or whatever it is that they see you doing, it done made the news. You a star. You know what I'm saying? And you at peace with whatever it is you're doing, you relaxing. If you posting it, if you sharing it, on social media, if there's somewhere they can see you, actually doing what you're doing, they want to go on this discovery. Now somebody want the truth. They want to, take this leap of faith. They want to bring some type of peace, to this situation. Like somebody want to break the peace. They want to break the ice with you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you do and you and this person, can move forward, something, or whatever it is something that made the news. Something you done did, or whatever it is you're doing that this person didn't know you were doing. Like I said, with the Hierophant, it's other people. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting from that. Like, there's whatever you're doing, there's other people, that do what you do. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, by you, some other people, or they see you, your beauty, whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're being guided to do with the star, it's making the news. It made the news. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the winner can be significant. So be mindful of that. But this person feel like, they in a lot of regret because they walked away. You know what I'm saying? 8 of Cups. They may have felt like they did too much. They may have felt like they gave you no other choice but to walk away. They didn't have no other choice but to walk away. Yeah, especially if they know they left you out in the cold. Or if they were dealing with some type of financial loss or something like that. Or maybe, you were going through some employment, issues or, some, what I'm saying, your income, may not have been much or nothing or whatever the case may be. They may have left you in a bad situation or something, and didn't help out, just look the other way or something like that. Or they picked somebody over you because you didn't have as much as other people, and you lived at a distance or something like that with the world out here. And it also can, be talking about, a cycle of them, kind of not being aware of how they actions impact other people, especially people that really care about them. All right, so you got Libra out here, you got Aquarius out here. When it comes to the air sign, you got air signs out here with the Fool, the Star, 4 of Swords, the Judgment in reverse, and you got fire, a lot of fire out here. Got a lot of fire here. You got earth, but not as much as, you know, earth and not as much as fire and air. Like I said, somebody could be dealing with a water sign that like got air in their chart, or somebody could be dealing with a water sign that is dealing with a fire sign. But you got Sagittarius out here as well in the makeshift deck. So, but I'm gonna end it here. You guys make sure you do something nice for someone today. All right. And for those of you, happy belated Mother's Day. Mwah, 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 mwah. Even to those of you that don't have, you know, any kids, but you are a stepmother, happy Mother's Day. Fur baby moms. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hugs and kisses to you. All right. Happy belated Mother's Day, you guys. I love you. Bye.